Governor Romney, what do you make of John McCain's temperament?
Hey, John McCain has the kind of grit and determination that our nation needs at a critical time. His temperament has been proven and tested time and time again. So, I think he's the kind of leader that America needs at a tough time. And frankly, given the kind of challenges we face economically, militarily, the last thing you need is an untested, unproven leader. John McCain is a real deal. He's been there time and time again.
It's been said that the way John McCain gets himself up for a political fight is to begin to hate his opponent, to have absolute contempt for him. I was watching one, I don't know what his feelings are towards you, Governor, but I remember one of the debates you had when you're sitting right next to him. You were sitting to his right, and the way he was talking to you was so contemptuous. I know you must have felt it. Do you think that's appropriate behavior for a presidential debate?
Chris, you were the guy that led us in our very first debate. I thought it went really well. John and I shook hands each time, had pleasantries before and after the debates. We got along fine before. He actually campaigned for me a couple of times. I've been to his place in Sedona since then. We get along fine. I think a lot of this talk is way overblown. John McCain is a very focused, determined, capable individual. And given the kind of challenges America faces, I think that's the kind of leadership we need.
Well, I do remember now that you reminded me, I did moderate that first presidential debate on the Republican side where I believe you won that debate in the eyes of many viewers. I guess that's why you remember that particular debate, Governor. Let me ask you about Barack Obama. Do you believe he is vulnerable on his past association? Okay. Well argued, at least. Do you think Barack Obama faces a vulnerability on his relationships, such as the one with Bill Ayers, who was a member of the Weathermen back in the 60s?
Well, that's probably a question for the American people to answer. I think Barack Obama is vulnerable on his economic plan. I think people are angry and want change. But I don't think they want change that says, look, we're going to spend money on universal pre-care and universal health care, universal pre-K, that is, universal health care, universal community college, a national service plan. These kind of plans are expensive. The last thing we need right now is government to spend more money. We need to rein in government spending and hold on taxes. That's how you get the economy going. So I think he's more vulnerable there. But, people are going to ask questions about who Barack Obama chose to associate himself with. That's a fair point of inquiry. But I think the stronger point is that his economic plan is just not right for America.
What is your feeling? You're an economic guy. You understand business as well as any of the candidates for president this year. We've lost $8 trillion in wealth on the Dow Jones, apparently, since last October, a 5,000-point drop in the industrials. That's an incredible amount of wealth lost. Personally, most of the people who have any kind of money in the market have felt it deeply. What would you do about it?
Well, it's a terrible tragedy for many, many, many people, and it's very unfortunate, and it's the result of people becoming very concerned that we're going to have a recession or a severe or prolonged recession, and so they're fleeing the market sometimes in fear. My expectation is that, well, consistent with history, every downturn is followed by an upturn, and painful as they are, we will come out of this, and the right action to take is that was taken by the President and Congress. I know it makes me unpopular with a lot of my conservative friends, but it was necessary to put in place a stabilization emergency fund, as was done, and likewise the very aggressive action that the Fed is taking to put capital into the marketplace, to keep interest rates low. That's the right course to be taking right now, and we're going to have to weather this, if you will, storm of concern on the part of many, many citizens. But I, for one, haven't changed my investments. I still believe in America and in our future, but I want to have a president who's willing to keep taxes down, to keep jobs here, who's willing to rein in unnecessary spending, and who, when he's asked, like Jim Lehr asked Barack Obama, what things he'd cut back, isn't it a loss for words? Instead, he said he's going to freeze, or would consider freezing, all of the discretionary non-military accounts.
Okay, thank you. Well said. Thank you very much, Governor Mitt Romney, joining us tonight as a surrogate for John McCain. Much more from Belmont University in just a minute. The second presidential debate now, just about an hour away. You're watching Hardball, only on MSNBC.